Alright, this is the drum goddess piece. In this piece I really wanted to dissect my creative. I used charcoal as an outline, primary outline, and then from there I just kind of measure up. I got my proportions on the breast wrong, as you can see on the left side, but I was like, okay, I'm just painting, so I can just, I'm not worried about erasing it. As well as the head, I didn't get the head exactly to the dimensions as I originally drafted it, but at the same time I was like, I knew where I was going with it, so I went ahead and continued. And so my first layer was on the woman on the right. That's about 6 layers of work right there. It's about a good solid 4 hours of work right there on the skin alone. It took layers upon layers upon layers and highlights, layers of highlights, just to kind of get the 3-dimension, 4th dimension, which is where I'm going, but get the initial 3 dimensions good to go. Then what I did was I wanted to dissect how I did each layer. When I started to do the drum goddess on the left hand side, had the original goddess I used like a raw umber, dark brown, a little bit of red highlights to kind of give it a little bit of liveliness. But on this one, on the one on the left, I used yellow and senna. I started to just show you how the first layer, it's never really the best layer, but you don't do it to be the best layer, you do it to be a substantial layer, a layer that will just catch paint. You don't want the paint to be necessarily dry, but you want to get kind of a little bit dry as you're executing more and more paint. You don't want to you don't want to underkill the exposure of paint on the canvas, but at the same time you want to just get enough, because you know you're going to go back in and do another layer. And see, as the layers go on, you just apply smoother strokes. That first layer is always like fast, quick, but then you just get this smoother and goes slower and slower. When you slow down, and you start to look more like, life. It's interesting. It's almost how life was created, And here we started going with hair. I just really wanted to do a wild kind of design behind the hair. I didn't want anything too busy. I wanted it busy because I wanted it to contrast with what the skin was doing. The skin is kind of subtle still, but the hair is like busy. It's like, whoa, it's like brings out this liveliness to it. And then I just added the eyes. This is kind of a breaking of my own rule. Usually I put the eyes in at the very, very end. Very end. And at this particular time, I just wanted to go ahead and add the eyes in this time because I really wanted to go somewhere else with this painting, as you'll see as we go on. And I wanted the hair to be kind of crazy and festive, and it goes afro, but then it goes like, what else is going on? It goes to this colorful hair thing. Is it native? Is it Hindu? Is it, what? We see the features, but then we look at the, later on how the art gets executed. You'll see added in lipstick, eyeliner, makeup, facial kind of stuff. Here we go into the coloring of the drums, primary drum sticks, the primary layering of the gold is what I embellished on each part of each drum. And flower, added that in. It's kind of my little signature move. Then you have the Middle Eastern flair of the nose piercings to the ear piercings, and then I just go doing a little crazy, but I loved it because I went ahead and started to execute newer techniques with brushes that may, if you see a brush in an art store that has like 4 brushes sticking out, and then it has it looks like it's like sticking out from like a smaller brush, some sort of like a brush sticking, like 4 little pricklies sticking out with the side, like it's like a pitchfork looking kind of brush. That's how I was able to execute the shading. The highlighting of on the faces, and then from there I just went ahead and highlighted everything with those brushes and just used kind of like a distant cowrie shell look as far as the jewelry. The signature skulls that I always like to add to all my pictures, just to kind of give a little edge of mischief, and where we go with it. And then as you see, I continue to just blend it in, just to make it look, I didn't want it to look too real. I wanted it to look kind of ethereal and just sexual and beautiful and just kind of sisterly and its own thing, and just something that catches the eye and just kind of inspires movement. It's looking back at you, and as you can see, using white, you think like, okay, well, wow, I'll use white on the forehead, and I see why now. I put the eyes in later because, as you can see, voila, I added the eyes in the same type of pitchfork kind of brush just to highlight the end result. And so that's pretty much how I created the double drum goddesses. And thank you for watching. This is a longer video than normal, but hope you enjoy. Piece is going for 600. And get at me right now while I got it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.